All right, welcome back, everybody, to the best episode of Clash, the final episode of Clash Season 12, the stats episode, where we go over all the things that went down in Season 12 to figure out what really happened, look into some game stats and some card stats and see what went down. So I'm your host, Richard. I'm joined by Seth, Saffron Olive, Budget Commander Tomer, and Phil Brewer's Kitchen, the cast of Season 12. So before we get into the stats, we just got to shout out our sponsor. If you are inspired by any of our plays or cards here, you can head over to cardkingdom.com, pick up any of your commander needs. If you leave an order note asking for a scoop sticker, you will get one. So be sure to do that. And also, until the end of July, we have our playmat, which expertly pulled here. Commander Clash playmat, limited edition, end of July. You can even see our foil signatures here. So be sure to hop over to mdggoldfishmerch.com. Pre-order yours today. And now let us... Oh, Seth has his too. Yeah.
Hey, I got one too. Yeah, we both got one.
Me and Phil don't
mdggoldfishmerch.com. Yeah.
All right. Let us...
you know how you can fix that, Tomer?
Oh, I already ordered.
Heading over to
I ordered 5. Yep.
All right. Let us dive into the stats. Away we go. 22 episodes this season, down from 25 last season. The number in brackets is the difference. But we've had only one less overall game. We had 30 games. So that means we played 2 games several times this season. Game length, we've gotten faster, 10 turns on average, 10 turn cycles, which is down 1 turn cycle from last season. However, our game time has increased by 15 minutes on average to a whopping 1 hour and 47 minutes average game time. Now, couple in those 8 double game episodes.
That's our editor for doing the extra legwork.
that is hefty. So, yeah, absolute game length gone down, but just turns are taking longer.
That's so weird. Like, we managed to, it's a turn less each game, but that's like a significant increase in game time.
That means more complicated board states and like engines.
Compared to 6 months ago? Like, I could see if it was compared to like season 1 or something, but in just like a 20 episodes, that's such a big shift.
I am probably responsible for some of this, playing like really slow control decks. Not only do I play
Richard
slow,
and his wraths,
but I drag out the rest of the game, right? We also had games where we played Psych Rift, copying Psych Rift, and
yeah,
I missed that one. I think.
Do we have stats on how long it takes each person on average to complete a turn, or like that thing?
We do. It's not even in this. It's not even in the slideshow. But
I feel like I've gone faster. I don't know.
I can actually pull it up here real quick somewhere. So average time per turn, Tomer, 2 minutes 26 seconds.
Okay.
Richard, 2 minutes 40 seconds. Seth, 2 minutes 12 seconds. Phil, 2 minutes 22 seconds.
So Seth and Phil
so y'all are roughly the same, and I'm 20 seconds slower.
But it's not like a minute difference.
Richard thinks before he plays. That's the difference.
My brain is just very slow. Sleep deprivation did not help at all.
Yeah.
But
I just cast my wraths into Revelin Ridges, and, whatever. Like, you don't gotta think. Just play your spells. It'll work out.
Yeah.
53 hours of Clash. So a lot of Clash. So if you watched all of Clash this season, congratulations. You spent 1.25 work weeks with us.
Cooked a lot of meals. That's like a good 50-ish meals right there.
All right. Now, here comes the most prized stat of all. First place. Guesses on who won
I think
first
it has
place.
to be Richard.
It has to be
Richard,
close,
right? Like, it's not as big of a win percentage as last time.
I don't think it's Phil. Phil gets taken out early.
I was like, Phil, what kind of oddball? Okay, who do you think it is, Seth?
I think it's I might give you a run for your money this time. I stole the last 2 episodes right at the end, so maybe it was close because of winning those last 2. But I would still pick Richard. I think
Seth.
I think it's like
okay, Richard.
I think it's Richard and followed by Seth.
I can't answer it because I know the number, but
yeah. Phil, did you guess?
You can answer correctly.
Oh wait, no, I've done this wrong. Oh, wait, sorry. Hold your guesses. Because
we'll get back to those.
we have gameplay stats. Oh man, this sleep is killing me, guys. I used to be so on point with this. All right. Shortest game ever, and by short, I still mean 36 minutes and turn 6 cycle.
I remember this one.
Was the Dockside Underworld Breach Necro game with Deathrender. We know that was a mistake. That was the randomizer week where we chose a random card and gatherer. I actually rewatched this to figure out the time and everything, and it turns out that Phil could have actually saved the whole game, but he ripped off his removal on something that was like irrelevant instead of the Deathrender. But had the Deathrender been removed, this episode would have never been a thing, and Dockside and Underworld Breach wouldn't have died for my sins.
Seth could have sacked the treasures.
Seth could have sacked the treasures too. There were multiple opportunities for you guys to stuff this, but everyone chose not to.
At the same time, I think Richard might have thought that we meant get a random card and then build a CDH deck around it. When the rest of us were like, "Oh, we'll just build a casual deck."
It was a 4-card combo, and it was off the best mana drop Commander Clash podcast episode where we're all like Teferi's Protection, and then the comments were like, "You guys are idiots, Necropotence." I'm like, "Oh yeah, Necropotence. We haven't played with Necropotence in so long."
There was a lot of variants. You just drew all the busted cards.
I drew all the busted things. Seth decided not to use treasure. I had a value breach turn. Remember that. Phil untapped and fired off removal on something that didn't matter instead of the Death Renderer. And then I just got to do my thing.
Sounds right.
But it was still 36 minutes. That was actually pretty long.
Yeah, because you didn't win on that turn. It took you 2 more turns to get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was a cool combo though. Shivan Phoenix sacking.
I can't wait to see it in our CDH episode.
All right. Update the CDH metagame. Here we are.
Dockside, Underworld, Necro.
Longest game. Also me.
That was our last game.
Yeah, this was Richard Week.
Yeah.
What an unfortunate sequence of events. Phil Skyclave Relics. I Jockalops, right? With 3 enchantments and Monarch. With a cord or whatever. And then Phil decides to flip a Dousing Dagger with his 3 mana. Seth plays Ancient Tomb Thespian Stage and gets triple Lost Veiltron going. And then I think Seth won that game, right?
I did end up.
Yeah, Phil timed out.
Winning.
But somehow we built remarkably fast after Jockalops in 2022. Due to the help of Dousing Dagger.
The Dousing Dagger.
I did not build that.
Look, you got 6 cards off Secret Rendezvous Pity. You know?
Yeah, I know. I had the worst draws that game. Oof.
That was Jockalops gone wrong to some extent. You thought you had it in a position to close out the game, but it really didn't work out that way. The Skyclave Relic was really.
If I had the red court, I think the game would have ended. I could have just shot Phil twice to the face.
Yeah.
Armageddon's not good in 2022
for it. But I mean, if you had a Boros Charm or something, and then Jockalops, you're in a very good position.
Something like that.
Yeah, but the problem is your opponent can have the Boros Charm, right? There's so many protection spells in 2022 that it is incredibly risky to fire off one of these, and one of the spells is free, right? If you play the white Indestructible
Flawless maneuver.
There's no way to play around that. You can't even wait for people to tap out, right? So, and then you try to Jockalops, and they're like, "Cool, I have a board now," and then you die. So that's probably the last Jockalops.
I will say, Jockalops Planeswalkers. If you're gonna try a Jockalops, that's probably the most guaranteed way. Get 2 or 3 Planeswalkers on the battlefield, then do it, and you should actually win the game from that.
Grim did that and just won the game. It was pretty decisive.
All right. Longest game in terms of time. Oh, look, it's Richard again. I wonder who dragged down the season stats.
This was amazing, though.
This was Mono Green Control using Life Force. Life Force is my favorite card ever. I think we should play it more, which is like counter a black spell in green, and you Painter Servant. And then you can Seedborn Muse to ensure that you never run out of mana, and like no one can play anything aside from a Boseiju, I guess, could get you like a channel spell. Wait, does this stop activated abilities? No, it doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
Who won this game? I think I was not there this week. I think Krim was filling.
I won
for
it.
me
So
this week.
essentially, I brought up Maze of Ithtron. And I stopped Phil from attacking. He was playing a one-shot Voltron commander.
Ooh, yeah,
Not having
that's
combat
brutal.
damage was a bit of a difficulty for Phil.
And then I dragged on the game and eventually did the Life Force lock. But even at that point, I think it was already over because I had a significant board and Phil couldn't attack. But
Life Force
It's the
is sweet.
sweetest way I lost the game, though, so far. Like, that was pretty incredible.
that was
Definitely never saw Painter's Servant Life Force before.
that was a 3-hour, 13-minute monstrosity. So never again. But yeah, that's you're wondering why we have long episodes this season. I'm gone, replaced by
Richard.
another blazingly fast control player. So don't worry about it.
Krim never has enough lands to actually do anything, so his turns go pretty quick.
Krim doesn't play white. He doesn't play the real board wipe, so you can't actually reset the board.
He also
he
draws
never-
a line on land destruction. He doesn't like that. But like opposition agent locking you is fine.
He'd never Life Force lock you though. That's too green for Krim. There's
Yeah,
no
it's
way.
too
No, he
Even
has to
though
spend
it is-
turns looking at counterbalance top.
There's
like
a black
green-
one though. There's
It's green
Death Grip.
counterbalance. It really is. It's better green counterbalance.
Yeah.
So
But there's a black one. There's Death
Yes.
Grip, and it's just the opposite. It's in black, and you counter green spells. So you can do it.
wow,
Mono
maybe
black
we need to have a week. Mono black versus mono green. Life first versus Death Grip.
Yes.
All right, I think this is now the anticipated moment.
All right. Number of turns.
Tomer.
What?
Whoa.
Is this a
From
commander
0
clash first?
to
Whoa.
hero. I think last
Whoa.
season he
Holy
led
crap.
the way as a substitute in fourth places. This season,
And the season
blazing in.
before. Wow. I think this is
8.
the first ever time I've won the most games in a season. I did not expect this.
So-
It's
we gotta kill
actually
Tomer first.
Oh,
a
God.
very close season because Tomer had 8, I had 7, Seth had 6, Phil had 5. And I
pretty
think
even.
if you adjust it for win rate, they might be equal because I think Tomer played every game in the season. I played 2 less, Seth played 3 less. So I don't.
That
Someone can
makes
do the
sense.
math to see what the
Whoa.
ratios.
God.
But
does
it's
that
a
mean?
pretty close season. So this might be our closest season. Even Guest got in there with 2 wins.
This is-
usually
I think
Guest
that's-
is.
Krim? Was it Krim?
There was Krim. There was editor Nietuk was in there. We had Daniel Holt come in, and then we
Oh,
had
yeah, that was a commander clash live.
SCG versus as well as
This
guests
is-
this season.
Oh.
This has got to be our most even season. Usually it's like pretty lopsided and someone's way down at the bottom and Richard's way up at the top. But this one's like,
Last time
That's
I
a
was
good
at
thing,
0.
right?
I had
That's good
0
that
wins.
everyone-
You weren't on the
so-
season though. That was slightly different.
Oh, and well, the season before that, I had like 1, right? Like,
all right,
yeah,
impressive.
sweet.
congrats,
all
Tomer.
right.
you.
Second
Please don't kill
place,
me.
the real prize, even though Krim's
Yeah.
not here.
It's Krim.
So Seth and I lead at six second places apiece. Tomer at 5, Phil
Yeah.
down there at 2.
That
Edging out
makes sense.
Guest.
Phil
That makes sense.
either wins or just gets taken out. Like the Soul
Yeah.
Ring games, I feel like there's no in between with Phil decks for the most part.
Because he can't not pop off early. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, and then he either
Yeah.
has to finish it. He has to finish the job or he dies.
Oh, speaking of clashing on,
Clash on.
Yep.
Phil,
That makes sense.
as expected, leading the way at 7. Tomer,
makes sense.
very enthusiastic about clashing on this season for a good cause because he did it 6 times. And then Richard and Seth at 5. It's still pretty close. Someone has to die first, right? So 7, 6,
Yeah.
5, 5 is actually
So this was a pretty balanced
close.
season overall, really.
Very
Like
close,
all
yeah.
around a very balanced season.
I felt Phil should be a lot higher on this, but maybe we just like crippled him
No,
massively.
usually
and
when
left
he
him alone.
dies,
usually-
the problem is he's out for so long of the game. Like, the game happens to drag on very long. I haven't
Yeah, I
at least
think-
twice.
I usually, when I pop off and somebody stops me, I'm just sitting there doing nothing for a while, and then somebody else does something scary and gets killed for it before me. But then I get third place. So
Third, never second, just third. All right. So average finish. So this is like the lower the number, the better, right? So on average, where do you finish?
So Richard still wins.
He keeps getting away with that.
So this was like magic rules where like top 2 counts or something. You know, I would win.
Yeah.
You know, we don't count wins, we count top 8s. Top 2, I might actually win. But my average was 2.5, Tomer at 2.6, Seth at 2.7, pretty close. And then pulling in the rear is Phil at 3.
Poor Phil.
Pretty much confirms
higher.
that it's
Fuck that.
4th or 3rd, and then sometimes 1st.
Yep, that sounds right.
Guest is crushing it though. Guest is always doing so
Guest
well.
is very consistent.
Do you think that's because we feel bad about taking guests out first? Like, it always feels awkward if you have a guest to just like team up on the guest
Not
and
if
take
it's
them out.
Crim.
Not if it's Crib.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
But
You
Crim
say
usually
that,
has, like,
but
an
that was the season where
alliance.
we killed Tomer first every time he came on as a guest
because
as well.
Crim usually has an alliance on someone who isn't me. I think he's never went for an alliance with me in his life. So it's always like, hey, I'll place for second as long as we kill Tomer. I'm like, okay, great. So he doesn't. At least he doesn't come in 4th, right? So
All right. This one is a surprise. Pay to
Whoa.
win. Average deck
no wonder.
budget. First
Pay
of
to
all,
win.
these numbers are grossly high. Second of all, Tomer leading the way at basically 1,150. So 1,150. Then Seth under 1,000. Phil at 834. And then me at just under 800. And we adjusted for the highest and lowest deck. So the single highest and lowest to make sure like CDH or whatever doesn't skew it. Tomer decided to put dual lands in all his decks, and it reflects.
Oh,
yes,
that's
this is a bit
That's
misleading.
it.
Like, I'm the person who brings the most actual budget decks, like $100. I snuck it in a few times in the season, but when I go non-budget, I'm running the Abu Duels and stuff where you guys are like squeamish about it, but I'll just run like a volcanic island.
love to play
That
them.
that's kind of the funniest.
Wait, I thought
the
Phil
funniest
played
part,
them as
'cause-
well, though. Did he
Yeah,
not?
Yeah.
2 or 3 times, but then I
Like
don't
an
wanna...
underground sea is worth as much as an $800.
What is an underground sea price nowadays? Anyways, I don't
Isn't
even
it
know.
like
like
isn't it
800,
like $600?
600.
Let me check.
Nah, it should be more than 600.
Underground Sea revised 881.
Yeah, so that's higher than Phil's entire
That's
budget.
or Richard.
There's
Yeah.
no way he's running it every time, right?
The funny thing is
think
Tomer's
2 or 3
number
times.
would actually be higher if you took out the budget decks, like because you have a bunch of like $50 or $100 decks in there. So if you excluded all the like dedicated budget decks, your average non-budget deck price would actually jump up probably quite a bit more than it is now, even.
Yeah. Because I run Abu Duels. I told you. I don't care.
So it's
doesn't
not as
care.
bad as you think because he doesn't typically play Devere. Like Tomer typically plays
the bad
White
fetches,
X, which he
or
plays
bad
the
duels.
bad duels. So they're a lot cheaper than you think. But still, the duels add up. I don't know what Seth's doing. I think he runs Wheel of Fortune, Mana Crypt in every deck.
I did run a lot of Mana Cribs. I definitely did. I would love to see how this compared to like the first season. Just out of curiosity, I wonder how much it's changed since then. Because this seems like a big number. Like, how many people can like watch a cool deck on Commander Clash and then just go buy the deck $1,000? You could be
the
buying
mana
like
base.
Modern
Like
or
the
something.
fetch shock mana base is so expensive.
Yeah.
Like even if you like
Oh,
just don't play the staples, right? Because like we don't play Dockside, right? Or like, we ban a bunch of like expensive staples, like either soft ban or we just don't play them on principle. But
Yeah.
the mana base is just gross.
We used to
I
have
play a
house
lot of
bans on
fetches,
these
yeah.
type of things. Like we had budget restrictions for some seasons, but yeah. And we also checked with the community. The community does not have decks as expensive as we do on Commander Clash, but we can play them for free. Essentially, that's the reason why we play them, because we get to borrow them.
The
but
upside
they're
of
not-
run programs.
Yeah, but they're not a reflection of
even
what
if
our
you're not-
viewers play.
playing for free. Like on Moto, the prices are significantly less. Like dual
Yeah.
lands
Oh,
are
yeah.
like, still essentially free, right? So even if you want to play with these cards, if you play on Moto, the decks are significantly cheaper.
Yeah, Underground
Yeah,
Sea
just-
is $7 online as
Yeah.
opposed to
Just like-
881.
Just like spot checking some of my decks, I bet the average Moto price is like close to $100, maybe 150 or something. Like it's a huge discount.
Are you sure about that? Because we always play with the new cards, Seth, and the new cards are
that-
all.
But they don't exist on Magic Online, Richard. We don't get to play with most of the new
That's
cards.
the
Remember the time Tober bought a pass to play with Aloe, a card you wanted to play with, but it
Ancient
cost
Copper Dragon. I regret nothing.
what was it? Like, it was a $35 pass? I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
Ancient
and,
Copper
like,
Dragon.
the Copper Dragon would have been like $30, so
Yeah.
I saved money.
They should just have that
Could have
pass all the
sold
time.
it again.
Too much work.
All right. So the most expensive deck, which is not included,
1,000.
was actually a viewer submitted deck, and it was Banned Card Tribal.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Makes
what
sense.
banned card is this expensive? I'm not sure, but we're up to $15,000 if you want to play all the cards
Wow.
that have been banned.
Yeah,
So you can't even play your cards in other formats.
I'm curious which of my decks was over 8,000. There must have been one that had like a Tabernacle or some like absurdly expensive reserve list card, Bazaar of Baghdad or something.
Yeah. Phil and I with a
You're
the
lowly
budget players.
$2,000 and $4,000, you know.
You gotta get those numbers up. What has Guest Steve been doing? Not even
He's a
2 grand?
rookie now.
Did we play CDH this season?
No.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
so.
I don't.
No.
We might not have.
not?
I feel
think
like
we
my
would have
budget
had
should be higher if we played CDH, unless I played like a mono red deck or something.
Mono
Other
red
than
black
that,
deck.
Yeah. 2 grand's kind of small for a CDH.
Yeah. First Blood. Tomer and Phil
Hey.
coming in hot
Aggro.
at 9 First
Wow.
Bloods. Richard at 6, Seth at
respectable.
4. Guess
That is
Because I thought you were playing your
exact opposite of what I would have guessed, honestly.
Yeah.
What
Phil
happened
must
to
always have a
Boros?
mana dork that he accidentally
Yeah.
gets in with, like a
Weathered
Land of Wells
Wayfarer
or something.
getting
I would have swapped Seth and Phil on this one if I was guessing.
me
think
too.
it
I
was
would have think
No,
Phil would be
Phil
lower.
accelerates to a 5-drop on turns 2 and then starts
Oh, I
beating
guess
people with it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's
The
got a
difference is
6-drop
Tomer's hitting with
commander
the
on turn
1/1. Phil's
Yeah,
hitting
I'm
with Jin
getting-
Gataxias.
Fair.
I'm surprised Richard is low too.
It makes sense. Richard was playing a lot more control this
Oh, look
season.
at- wait till you see my
combat hit for
Dowsing
no
Dagger
cram.
numbers, Seth. I am so upset. So much control. No daggers. No cartographer's hawk.
How did a guess get first blood? You know that wasn't Krim. That had to be one of the other guests.
Had to,
Crim's-
yeah.
I don't think ever got
Mistake.
first blood.
Daniel Hull, he played Yoshimaru. Did he?
Oh, okay,
just
yeah.
play Yoshi.
That'll do it.
And
That
smack
makes sense.
someone. Fair Magic in 2022 combo wins. We were actually quite fair this season. 2 combo wins for me, and then 1 apiece for the rest of the crew.
Look at the one that's underneath my name,
Oh,
everyone.
Infinite
Just
Kaldra.
Infinite Caldra. The dream is finally a reality. I can rest forever.
Caldra
Caldra
can finally be retired.
Does stealing all the lands even count as a combo?
I don't think that's a combo.
What is
though,
this?
is it?
I don't even know. Guilt
is-
Leaf, Archdruid, Bracers, and Lithop.
That's what Guilt-Leaf Archdruid's text states. So I don't think
Yeah,
that's
it's
a combo.
like tap your stuff. I mean, I guess all the additional pieces, like
When you
steal
stole
multiple
everyone's
No,
stuff.
lands in the same
but
turn.
Guilt-Leaf Archdruid says tap 7 druids and steal lands.
But it only steals
that's
one
like,
land.
That's like saying Forest taps for green mana. It's therefore it's a
It's a
combo,
combo.
when you tap the green Forest.
combo.
Like
I
if it
think
does,
if you untap and take everyone's lands, that counts. No, as a combo.
you're literally just doing what the card states.
But he
on
needed the Bracers and the
But he
Lith form. These
copied
don't
it.
sound like fair cards to me.
Copying it does
Copied it.
kind of maybe make it a combo, I guess.
I'm
will
putting
say
my
this is
foot down. This is not a combo.
Well, why
I
is
have
Life
a
Force
loose
Planar
definition.
Servant here? That's not a combo. I'm just doing what Life Force says it does.
yeah, that's a lock. That's just a lock.
You literally, but that's an infinite loop. You could keep doing that forever. What?
I mean, if people kept playing lands, I could keep stealing them. Y'all
Let us
just
know in the comments section below if stealing lands with Guilt Leaf Archdruid and possibly copying the trigger with Bracers a singular time is a
So
combo.
would you call it a synergy then?
Yeah, that's
these synergies in 2022.
Sure. If Lithothrome synergizes with anything that is a triggered ability, I guess it's a synergy. Okay.
All right, what about Sky Shroud Ranger plus retreat plus bounce
Is
land
Arbor
plus
is
ability
Arbor
card?
Elf
That's
plus
in
a
the
an
forest.
uncommon episode. That's
synergy
gotta
or
be
a
a
combo? Like what are these questions? Get out
I
of
think
here.
I could just see a debate on Life Force Painter Servant, but I think all the other ones, Infinite Caldera, yes. Infinite Sky Shadow Ranger Mill, yes. And then Death Render, that was definitely a combo. So I think mine and then the Life Force one are the two I'm kind of like, I don't know. Do you think this plays into our game length? Do you think we played less combos and combos just kill everyone at once? So part of the reason our game length went up is we didn't have the
because
everyone dies
Richard's
to a combo
Life
turns.
Force thing was at the end of a 3-hour.
Yeah, and maybe the combos we played.
I actually
made
looked
it
at
long.
last episode's slide. It's like smaller than this. Like so. No,
Okay.
It's not. Maybe the combos are somehow faster or something. But in general,
It
this
depends
is
on
how
the
many combos we
combos,
play.
right? Like the Death Render combo was really fast because it was using a lot of really good pieces. Life Force plus Painted Serpent was slow because it's not like you tutored it up or anything. Seth's Guilt Leaf win was fast. I don't
That
remember
was
Phil's
fast.
Mill Crab, but my Infinite Cauldron was fast too.
We just don't have a high percentage of games that end in combos. Then this is 5 out of 30. So
Because I feel like I'm shamed every single time I bring out a combo deck.
That's because you put Kiki into every random deck that's not on theme. That's
All right,
it's a
fun
warrior
fact,
deck.
Richard
Kiki.
ran more Kiki combo decks than I did ever. I ran it.
That's
I ran
because
it
I have no
twice.
shame, Tomer. The problem is
Yeah.
I feel some kind of guilt and
Yes,
remorse.
I have the
Jockeloffs,
reputation
deal with it,
for
guys.
No, it's because I have the reputation for it. So the comment section is like, oh, because Tomer always Kiki combos because that's what you guys say. So they parrot it like sheeple. Sheeple.
the commenters have been on your side recently, Tomer. I will say,
Yeah.
with, like Ristic
Oh
study.
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff,
Maybe
so.
you should actually just. Has that changed
I don't
your
want to hear
mind?
this
Maybe?
crap about Every time I go to a live game, I just instantly die no matter what. Like the stream has it out for me. Like Richard Mulled to 3. Should we kill him?
Kill him.
Yeah,
Kill him.
Let's kill him.
Yes.
You never know.
Correct.
That could be a 3-card combo in his hand.
Correct.
All right. Commander damage kills. Tomer and Richard at 3, Seth at 2, Phil.
I'm a
big
Dino
goose
player.
egg.
Because remember, he brought a Voltron deck and you brought Fog to the table, so I think that helped.
Oh, I guess that's true. He did it twice too, right?
Yeah.
That was a
I
revenge.
tried it twice, yeah.
Oh my god. The
We're
the
fine.
Rocco kill was the most brutal. I was praying for a Crater Hoof for like 5 turns as you were Timberwatch alphing me, Tomer. I was like, please,
Well,
just
I
hoof me,
remember
just
I
hoof
cast
me,
the Crater
please.
Hoof. I cast the Crater Hoof. It was Finale of Devastation and you countered it, so that's
Well,
on
it wasn't
you.
that
Oh,
wasn't
is
an
Rock?
actual
Is this the
Crater
Elf
Hoof.
ball? Is this the Elf?
Yeah,
ball?
this was the Elf Ball game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
With
played a
Timberwatch
mass
Elf pumping
overrun,
it.
everyone dies, and then you guys countered it, so that's on you.
So Earl is a Voltron commander.
Yeah,
Seth-
Life Pods is Voltron.
I didn't
Dinosaurs
actually
over
think
there.
of-
There's 2
didn't think
dinosaurs, right?
Yeah. I didn't think of those as really Voltron commanders, honestly. That wasn't like the Zakama one was the
Zakama's a
Naya
9/9
Urborg deck.
set. You just
But it's just
smack people.
big and it just like it kind
What
of
do you think a
accidentally
Voltron
Voltrons.
commander is?
Wait, Sakama isn't the Voltron commander,
It's not,
right?
but
No.
like it 3-taps people. Sometimes
just-
That is
taps.
It's just so big.
Which is
that,
basically
yeah,
a
it works.
Voltron commander.
Yeah, it's,
You usually need
it's
a
not a
couple
Voltron
hits.
strategy, but it will. It's like any creature that has 7 or more, any commander that has 7 more power is generally speaking very good at killing people with
Like
commander
Via
damage.
Victus Asmati?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light
the
Paws.
original Elder Dragon got a commander kill. I'm so proud of that one.
Light Paws-
Light Paws makes
Light Paws
sense.
is a
That's
Voltron
like one of the
commander,
best
so that
Voltron
one-
commanders.
Light Paws is like Uriel 5.0. Like
I don't
Janara is weird.
don't
Janara is
know.
so slow. How did you possibly?
I don't know how I killed you
get
with
it big
Janara,
enough?
but I did, and she's a Voltron commander.
What
Because
is
she puts
Janara?
counters on herself.
That's
Oh,
just
oh,
the
that
Lara
one.
It's
Oh,
so
okay.
expensive to add
right?
counters to
It's
it,
just like
though.
2 mana
Yeah.
put a counter on her, right? I don't know how I did it though, or what happened, but it happened.
yeah, that is some nostalgic vibes right there. Janara.
Janara. Good
Old school.
Janara. Tails never fails. Seth,
What?
4 for 4.
4 for 4. 100%.
This is like the exact
Four.
opposite of normal me.
Nerd.
Casting my commander, winning coin flips. I have no idea what's going on this season.
Tomer, 72%.
Thomas even more impressive.
So,
yeah.
you know
13
why?
of 8. Like, how many? What are you
There's
playing?
a secret to this because it's not tails never fails. It's head always wins.
Oh,
And
wait,
that-
is this just mana crypt
This is
flips?
con-
It's got to be a lot of mana grips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you actually play a coin flip deck or anything this season?
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness,
No,
that's a
it's
lot
just
of
gonna be
mana
crypts.
crypts.
Crypt.
I feel like
Flips.
there was a game where Tomer stole someone's mana crypt super early and probably got like 10 coin flips out of that one game.
Maybe there
Wow.
was like a thieving skydiver or something.
Yeah, something like that. So everyone except Phil has pretty good luck. And Phil has a
Yeah.
very small sample size. Like 1 out of 3, like, eh.
I mean, we all have small sample size, but Tomer wasn't heads never was the expression Tomer. I need to make
But
it.
it
Heads
doesn't
always
rhyme.
wins.
Heads
That's,
always
doesn't
you see
rhyme,
the
though.
proof.
It does
You
not
see the
rhyme.
proof right here. Heads always wins.
Small sample
72%
size doesn't make
average.
sense to me. No.
Well, Phil,
mean-
I'm sorry, Mr. 33%. I'm not going to take your word for it.
Yeah,
all right?
what does
At
Phil
least
know
my
about
mantra
flipping
rhymes.
coins? Phil's the last
The
person I've
mantra's
listened
wrong.
to.
It doesn't.
Yeah. It's
No,
misled
Boom
you
Pile
all
works
the-
67% of the time. Should definitely be playing it.
Only 3 boom pies? Feels like every other episode we get in boom pie.
It's because we're traumatized by how lucky he gets with it.
Yeah, we remember all the
Yeah,
boom
it's like,
piles.
how
You
does he
just conveniently forget where it fails and you murder me.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
failed
that one doesn't stick in
spectacularly
your
a lot.
mind, but when it works, you're like, oh, how can you get away with it?
Although
Beat-
statistically,
beat by a
it
card you
usually
don't
works.
respect. That's what it comes out to.
All right.
Poor guess.
The Phil special. Turn 1/turn
Yeah.
2, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, or Ancient Tomb. There are a lot of Ancient
Yep.
Tombs this season, so we included that. Phil, 6 times. How? How does he keep getting away? This should normalize at some point.
Yeah.
I'll
Seth,
call the Phil special for nothing.
Seth at 5, Tomer at 4, and then myself at
Richard
3.
at
I'm pretty sure
3.
this was the same last season too, where I was just at the dead bot. I don't play Mana Crypt, so I guess maybe that's why. Just like this is
Yeah.
worse.
I started cutting it halfway through the season too.
Yeah, same.
But
Yeah, I
but
played
Phil
Mana
cut it
Crypt
too, though.
a lot in the beginning.
He's just rubbing it
Yeah,
in
we
at
all
this
kind of
point.
cut it then.
I just draw my soul ring. It doesn't matter which one of those.
True.
Oh, I don't know how does that happen season after season?
Because he keeps
I guess it
restarting
makes
the
up for
game
your-
until he gets a soul
Yeah.
ring in hand.
I literally don't though. I never drew
I
it in
can't keep
paper
this.
so far.
Guys, let's restart the recording.
He has
I'd
like
rather-
3 soul rings in his deck.
Oh, fun
this-
fact though, I checked the first episode of the first season, which was my first Commander game, and the first thing I cast was a soul ring. So I guess I'm just
All right, would you?
I don't know, destined
So
to be-
actually, editor actually did the stats on this about if you had an early mana accelerant, so Soul Ring, Crypt, Ancient Tomb, are you more likely or less likely to win? And the result was that you were like very slightly more likely to win, but it was within a game's error. So like if one game went any differently, it's basically a wash. So
So it was
the
close.
person with fast mana didn't actually win more often. And I mean, I guess Phil is the greatest example here, where he
Yeah.
normally just
That's what I
died a
was gonna-
horrendous death afterwards. But
Yeah,
it turns
kinda
out to be
it
neutral.
stacks it up.
It's not actually more likely to kill you either. It's like basically neutral.
It really depends on what finishers you lead into. Like if your finisher is like I'm ramping into Thoracle, then GG.
You don't need a
But,
ramp
if-
at all if it's Thoracle.
No, but you know, like what I mean, like
Jin
if you're-
Gitaxias.
yeah, or whatever. Like your finishers, if like you have really good ramp and you don't have really good finishers, it's much easier to stop you. But if you have really good ramp and you have really good finishers,
You need to
then I
convert it
think
to a
it's-
win or like a
Yeah. yeah.
uninteractable advantage.
If you just have a lot of ramp and then you just drop like random stuff, it's
And
like
then you
okay,
get-
well,
Wiped, you're
then
dead.
you'll get bodied.
It really
I
depends
also
on your
don't-
commander too. Like, because there's some commanders where, like, if you ramp into that, like, you're probably gonna win just from your commander. Like, we kind of saw that with Garuda, like a turn 3 Garuda or something. Even if you got nothing else in hand, that probably can snowball itself into like winning.
Or like if you just ramped into like a turn 4 Zakama or something like that, you'd probably,
Yeah.
so
you'd
I can't
probably get that one too.
Yep.
I mean, the problem is I don't play much interaction usually, especially when it comes to counters. So I can do all this stuff, but I'm not gonna stop you from stopping me usually, which is I don't know. It's just fun. I don't mind getting focused, but I should probably play a bit more interaction. I won't though.
Honesty.
A lot
very
different next
important
season.
trait. All right, here we go. This is the most interesting part, I think, the group stats. So we're going to look at color breakdowns and cards that we play.
Oh, yes.
Colors played across the play group.
Red.
Red.
So much red?
Red and
I thought
white.
white would be in top.
What? So red, white, and then blue. So patriotic. And then and then Golgari, green and black.
How did America co-opt red, white, and blue, by the way? Like, that's like the most common like flag color scheme in the world. And it's like, no, Americans, they got it.
It's because Americans are louder, Tomer. That's
Yeah, I think that is
Americans
it.
don't understand geography to know that
Half
other
of the
countries
EU
have these
is
colors.
like, oh yeah,
Yeah. That's pretty
Just
even though,
American
right?
colors.
Like it looks relatively even. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
just
it's
weird
actually not
that
that
it's
crazy.
red.
The
Black
difference
is
between
pretty
black
low.
and red is pretty big, though.
Red is pretty high, given we don't even
Yeah.
play the good cards in red. So I don't know why. we play red.
Toxic.
Red must be a splash color a lot.
Yeah.
This,
All
is,
right.
this is how you know Crim's not on this season, because
Rakdos.
5 colors
colors.
at 9.
what a surprise.
Rakdos at 7. I'm actually. I don't know why Rakdos is that. I know Phil had 2 Grevin games, but that can't possibly be the only. What else is bringing up this number?
Mono white.
Mono white.
That's up there.
That's me.
6. Naya. Mono blue. Ugh. Who's the poor soul that played mono blue 5 times?
I love mono blue.
Mono
Tomer.
green. Boros. Grixis. Still repping Crim, even though. Wait, was this the time he came on the season? Like twice?
He did come
But
on the season at least
still
once,
repping Crim
yeah.
here. Golgari, Jund, Esper. Jeskai. We don't like 4C deck still. We only played Whiteless.
There's
I
just
guess
not
we need
that
more
many options.
Blacklist. I guess
They
K and
didn't
T
have.
was
They
there.
didn't add any new ones.
A lot of K and T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny that mono red's like the least popular or tied for the least popular mono color when it's the most popular color overall.
That kind of confirms that we use it mostly as a support color.
Yeah, Naya, Boros, Grixis. It shows up in a lot of the 2 or 3 color popular
Yeah.
pairings.
And
Who played colorless?
People
I
also
played
mention a
colorless,
lot.
I think.
Richardson.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
What was my
People
commander,
also
though?
mention a lot that we play like a lot of 5
dinosaur?
color, but like the reason why is because if we do like a jank theme week where we're doing thematic cards, we want to have the highest card pool, so we go for 5 color.
No, I
I
played
actually
Seth.
feel-
go.
Seth usually just plays 5 colors.
I do like 5 color.
I did Urdrag one time too. People do
I feel
not
like it's
that.
down maybe it's down a little
It used to be a lot
I
higher.
feel like 5
feel.
color is further
Yeah.
ahead in the past, yeah.
Yeah, I think 4 color is always going to be in the lowest position unless we get more 4 color commanders.
Partners. You can usually partner your way into 4 colors
Partners are
quite
boring,
easily.
though.
I just
That's
never
true.
play partner, or very rarely play partners.
What about mono black? No one played mono black.
Yeah, why is that so low? I feel like I was probably the one
black
mono
is the lowest.
player.
Well, there's
It's the
red.
lowest
Mono red is
representation,
there
right?
too. Just
They're
hanging
both
out.
Okay, but
Yeah,
mono red
the
sucks.
bottom.
Mono black can be quite
Mono
good.
red's
though.
Yeah, I
not bad.
played-
What do you mean?
Mm,
It is though. I
I
played
think mono black is
once.
significantly stronger than mono red, but
I would
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not more popular, honestly.
We'll see. We'll see.
all right. Most played cards. Teferi's Protection.
Yeah.
So Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and land like the normal
Okay,
lands are
yeah,
excluded,
makes
right?
sense.
Otherwise, Soul Ring would be on top.
Hair
But
protection.
Teferi's Pro, Ondu Inversion. We have some white believers now. Solemn Simulacrum.
Solemn's still up there. People keep saying it's overrated. I'm like, what are you on? This is such a solid.
I
card.
did not contribute to those numbers very much, so that's all on you guys.
Balagan Recovery. MDFCs continuing to terrorize the,
So
the
good.
Commander metagame here. Blasphemous Act. Everyone playing red for Blasphemous Act. Mind Stone.
Where's a cultivate but no Kodama's Reach? What's
Kodama's
going
Reach
on there?
22. So if you have to choose only one 3-drop ramp, people choose Cultivate over Kodama's Reach.
Isn't Reach strictly better because it's an arcane spell?
Wait, I thought they're
Come
strictly
Oh,
the
Cultivate
same.
has cooler art though.
That is a loose use of strictly matter. There's so few things that care about
Slice
arcane.
onto it. What do you mean?
What is
Wait, is there actually
can
any
dampen
playable
bot somebody.
arcane spell that you can
No.
splice?
Kodama's
right.
Reach.
No, besides that one. Like, is there
To
one you can
splice onto
incidentally splice? No.
I mean,
Not really. Desperate Ritual, something like that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
guess, yeah.
Seagate Restoration again up there.
Mhm.
Sacred Chive
This feels like
Elder.
exactly like every other season to me, honestly.
No, other seasons didn't have Teferi's Pro and Unknown version this high. I think
Really?
those
It was
have
banned.
really skyrocketed.
It's
Oh yeah, we banned Teferi's Protection one time because it was played too much.
there's so much green ramp on here. Like
Yeah,
half of
Nature's
this list
Lore,
is
3
just like
visits.
green ramp spells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Cultivate Kodama's Reach, Sakura Tribe Elder,
Yeah, these are just like utility cards. Or yeah, this is basically almost all ramp cards and some utility.
and
One
Greaves.
2 board wipes. Protection. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right. Most played creature, so Solemn.
Well, Bliss
Sacred
Solid.
Tribe Elder, Sun Titan at third. Sun Titan
Okay.
beating out Esper Sentinel and Toski.
Wow.
Wow, those white
Wow.
ramp
Loyal, it's
spells.
all white weenie over here. Loyal Warhound, Knight of the White Orchid.
all
and then-
10,
Yeah.
all 10 tireless trackers got to be Phil. I'm pretty sure he
Yeah.
played it 10 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually played I've never played a tireless tracker. I don't know.
I don't think I have either.
Tangled
Tangled
Flora
Flora
Hydra,
Hydrants are
pulling
all
up the
Seth.
bottom there. Seth.
All Seth.
Yeah, that's
Those
yeah.
9
Every
Seth
every deck gets in there.
fusions.
Planeswalker, 8 Karns.
That's me.
That's probably
This is
Yeah.
significant. What?
That's
I think
Like
it's
Cauldron
me
back.
and
Titan?
Richard because Richard wants to use it for like the lattice lock,
What?
but I'm trying to
Oh.
just get back my.
I never
exiled
lattice lock.
next
I get it
Titans.
to get back my artifact, and then I might as well just put the lattice lock in. Right?
Yeah, bro. Right. See, I don't run the lattice lock, but I just try to get back my mech titan that got exiled or my culture piece that got exiled.
This is for my deck of many things. God, I gotta get.
Yo,
it makes sense. It makes sense. Oh, Vivian, that's another Phil
Vivian's
special.
That's Phil. I think.
Yes. Only 4 though.
Only 4, not that many.
Ugins.
Ugin. Pretty sure that's all me, and I'm surprised his number's not way higher.
Yeah. It's like one of the best sweepers if you're in a
Yes.
bad sweeper color.
If you're in not white,
It's good to like
you have to
win the
play
mind game
Ugin.
against
So
Seth too.
Basically, yeah.
Like you just drop an Ugin against Seth and get the salt out of that. That's like the Crim specialty.
spells, basically the entire top 10 is there.
Yeah.
Beast Within, 21. Enlightened Tutor,
Yep.
18. Malakir Rebirth.
Wow.
Heroic.
No
Malakir Rebirth. Yes. Should be higher,
Nope.
honestly. Should be higher than Ondo Inversion, honestly.
Do y'all not play Generous Gift?
Yeah, no one plays Generous.
I played it
That's
Why
weird
Play
because
Generous.
white's a more popular color than green, but and Beast Within is on the list and Generous Gift isn't.
I know I started playing Oblation more, and then, of course,
Oh.
Phil killed me with the land afterwards. And I was very upset that
Got
I
him.
played Oblation instead of Generous Gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
I feel like Generous
Guess
Gift
that's-
should be like in the top 3 options. I might have just skipped it sometimes though.
Yeah, forget about it or something.
Tomer
It's
decided
definitely
to cut
the
some
first
removal.
white removal.
Just cut all the removal.
Oh, it's the first white removal set, not Source to Plowshares? Where's Source to Plowshares on this list?
I don't play swords anymore.
this
I'm in the Richard camp. I'm in the
I
Richard
put
camp.
Swords 1 and then probably Generous Gift 2.
I like being able to hit anything. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
All right, artifacts.
Wow, Soul Rings.
So it still boggles my mind that, like, you know, what is this?
Yeah.
18% of the time, or 18 times we decided not to play a Soul Ring?
Yeah, what happened to the other, yeah.
Probably just
Gotta
forgot
be-
to put it in.
Wrong, yeah.
I mean, I very often don't play Soul Ring in my decks because I'm going to wrath it away anyway. Like, there's no point.
Can you say that about every permanent, every artifact, every
No,
like,
that's why I use
what a weird
Cartographer's Hawk. It
justification.
ramps, bounces to my hand, and then I board wipe.
All right, the lies Richard
It's never
tells
ramped
himself,
though.
Photographer
It's
Hawks
never.
ramps.
It's never ramped. We've never seen that actually happen.
But I do purposely cut Soul Rings sometimes, but I don't know about
Interesting.
18 times. That's very obsessive.
Yeah, that
We must have
sucks.
forgotten.
Maybe there might have been some weeks where we weren't allowed to run Soul Ring. I don't know.
Flavor.
I had
flavor
Kiruga as a
purposes.
companion once.
That
Okay.
would
Yeah.
that would do it. I think sometimes if I have a really aggro deck, I won't include it, which is probably still wrong. But
Yeah, I think it's still wrong though. Unless your curve stops at 1. Arcade Signet, significant drop off, 57. We don't really like the Signet as much. Mind Stone, 26. Dousing Dagger, 24. Greaves.
What's with the Phyrexian Arena? Sorry, 10. What?
Where do we see
has to
Arena?
be
that
sad.
card's great.
Enchantments?
Richard,
That has to
I've
be
won.
sad. I play
I've
it.
won Richard over. I've won
play
Richard over. So me and
Really,
Richard play
Richard,
it.
really?
Yes.
It's so good.
Phyrexian Arena, really?
I've changed.
Oh,
I used to
boy.
think it was the greatest card ever, and then Tomer convinced me it was the worst card ever. I'm back on the Seth train. I think it's one of the best cards.
But there's a
It's
new
free
one
card
though.
draw.
That's almost better.
Yeah, it's
Black
not
Market
available on
Connection.
But not on Moto.
Oh,
yeah.
Like Black
It is
Market
available
Connections
on
or something
Arena,
like that.
though.
Not Black Market Connections, something like that. But like Black Market. Something.
Meat Massacre pretty popular too.
Yeah, I'm surprised
it's
Meat Book
pretty good.
Massacre is so high. It's
pretty
such
good.
a
And no Crim. Crim's like the
Expensive
big
wrath.
believer. I don't. Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
Phil. I remember Phil played it like once or twice.
I play it in almost
might be
every
it.
black deck. It's just
Yeah.
so good.
Wow.
Yeah, the rest
There's
makes sense.
one person who played a Thespian stage, but not a Vesuva. I would expect those two numbers to be exactly the same because you just
Yeah.
always play both of them or play neither of them.
I like that the Reliquary Tower is cutting in between the mountain
The
and
basics.
forest swamp.
y'all so
You play
ambitious
more Reliquary
about
Towers
genre
than a
cards.
Plains? What?
Every deck
It's-
has a Reliquary
it
Tower.
feels-
Even my white decks don't have planes in them.
It feels good to add Reliquary Tower to your deck because you get to convince yourself that it's going to go well and you're going to draw these cards. So it's a nice little like dopamine hit when you add it to
Well,
your
I
deck,
mean,
even
if
though
you're
it
not
never actually
drawing-
works out.
If you're not drawing too many cards that you have to discard, then what are you doing in the game, right? Like, you might as well not play Commander. I
You're
think.
getting mana screwed because you're playing a Reliquary Tower. When you're mana screwed and have to discard a hand size, the Reliquary
Hey,
Tower will save you.
I still run like 20 basics. All right, so.
I mean,
Mana screwed. Yeah.
We're not
whatever.
gonna talk about this. This is all Tomer's deck, by the way. These these 40, these all come from Tomer.
Yeah. Artificial inflation inflating the basic leg count.
He plays Vesuva and copies his basic. Yes.
Next season, we actually should get
Combo.
stats on average number of basics played per deck. I would be interested to see.
That's
Oh,
easy
yeah.
to get.
I
Yeah, we should have said
crush
that
you
earlier.
guys.
I'm curious,
I
actually.
crush you guys.
Yeah, I think
You
Tomer
will
would.
crush us, but we also need a stat on like mana screwed. That one's harder, like color
Yeah.
screwed, and then
Ooh,
also
exotic
ramping without being able to ramp. Like you ran out of basics, or someone like Path you ran out
Oh
of
yeah,
basics.
that can't be me.
Oh, I've had that happen a few times.
Yeah,
I think Richard had it happen once.
Yeah.
It's totally
exotic-
totally worth the downside.
Is Exotic Orchard that good? I feel like I rarely play that, but that's like
Yeah,
one of our
you should
highest
play.
non-basic lands.
I think if you're 3-color, it's an auto
Yeah.
include. 2-color, it's good. And yeah, obviously when
But
it's
what if your
monocolor.
opponents are playing colors that aren't helpful?
Then it's a colorless land. It's still
It's
Eh,
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Usually, I've never had it backfire. I think like once it backfired because I killed whoever had the color I needed or something like that. And then I'm like, wait a minute. But like through the 12 seasons of Clash, I think I can only remember one time it backfired. And like, so I
Yeah.
think it's good. All right, Mr. Clash on. This is actually false. Mr. Number 1 now this season. He's not
Go you
fourth
put that
anymore.
evil on me, Richard.
He's not. He's
I only
not
got
last
one
anymore.
time.
He's first.
One time.
Wow, Tomer does
Wow.
not play black.
Only plays white. 17.
Yeah, basically.
Jeez.
No wonder he had the most wins. He's playing the most overpowered color in the
Yes.
format.
I don't know
Every week.
why no one can believe us when we say white.
I knew
is
I was
so
highest
strong.
on white, but black, I assumed I played even with the other colors, but oof.
That's way down there.
It's
I guess-
white,
I guess-
and then blue, red, and then some green.
Yeah.
And then black is not even a color in Tomer's
Doesn't exist.
vocabulary this season.
So Izzet are my two favorite colors, so I expected it to be high, but I didn't realize black would be so low. So I guess next season I have to cut on the white and play more black.
Play
You
more.
gotta play,
yeah.
you gotta play more green. Crim's not gonna be happy with this.
Yeah, the problem is you're leaving Clash, and Crim is joining Clash, and that means if I get off white, then nobody's gonna play white.
I play white now too.
Seth is a believer
I
in
play
white.
some
Boros?
white.
Some Boros, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, we don't need
All
white.
right.
White's so broken. I don't think we need any more white. It's like we
Yeah.
don't play green as much because green's so broken. I don't think we
Yeah.
need that much more green.
It's not really a
representation.
challenge anymore with mono white these days, is it?
Yeah.
It used to be.
Oh, look at this. White 5, Azorius 3,
Mono white.
Blacklist.
Wait, 3 4-color decks? Interesting.
Yeah, Omnath.
Omnath,
Oh,
KT.
yeah. I'm
I'm more shocked at this
Fancy.
2 blue, mono blue. It's
Yeah.
like, this is why he
How
loves
are
the
you
fade
mono
away
blue?
and the
Moon
monster
folk.
sea
You'll
monster
see. You'll
points.
see fade away.
Well-
It's gonna be climbing
well-
up in the numbers soon.
What were your mono blue decks? Do you remember? Was one a Moonfolk deck? I feel like one might have been Moonfolk.
One was the Flash Defender.
Oh yeah. That was forgot her name.
The
But
copy.
she copies for
Copies,
like Eternal
yeah.
Dominion. That was one. I don't remember the second
right.
one. Might have been Moonfolk again. Yeah, that makes sense. I need to play more black. 0 black decks. Yeesh.
Stops at Grixis. No, plays all the way to Izzet and then like nothing. Just
Nothing.
goose eggs the rest of the way. Doesn't
All right,
believe in
these are-
Sultai, Teamer, Rakdos,
Orzhov,
Orzhov.
Simic, Rakdos.
I'll retire the mono white man.
Look, Esper has white in it. Esper has white
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
What happened? Mardu?
Orzhov, but it also has black in it, and Tomer is
Yeah,
not a
that's
black player as we know.
So traumatized by Operation Agent. Will not put it in. Can't even
I will
include
respect
black.
it,
It might pop up. Most played cards.
Yeah.
Does this ever look
A lot
like
of white cards.
a mono white staple
It's a
list
white
here?
player for you.
There's not even an. Oh, there's one non-white card at the end.
What is the non-white card?
Tribal
Oh, it's Secure
Damn it.
Tribe Elder.
at the very bottom.
What did you play Mana Crypt like every deck at the start of the season, and then no decks
Yeah.
at the end of the season? Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
7
when
mana
we
crypts.
when we
Oh, there
collectively decided Mana Crypt is too much, then I cut it.
6 Swords to Plowshares.
Yep.
So that means there were 11 times you played white and felt not the need to play Swords to Plowshares.
That's like 30% of the time or something. That's not a very high.
Might as well just cut it at this point. It's just
Yeah,
mine's
really.
no copy, right?
Richard Week, I cut it in solidarity of Richard because I didn't want to run it in the
Yeah,
kitchen
makes
deck.
sense.
What about the
No
other 10
generous
times?
gift.
I don't know.
No generous gift.
There's no
still.
generous gift here. What are you? He doesn't even play removal anymore. That's how bad he is.
Richard
Wait,
has
how-
ruined me.
How many times did Tomer play white?
17.
What was,
17
and only
times.
6 Teferi's protections? That also blows
Yeah.
my mind. Unless you were leaving it out for it to kind of power down your deck. Like, whew.
It could have been like some budget decks like Omnath. I
That
didn't
could-
run Teferi's Protection and Omnath
That might
was
be.
$100. So there's stuff. I don't know. Top ones make sense, but
Yeah.
yeah. I like Teferi's Protection though. And Swords.
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
Poor Sacred Tribe Elder just sneaking in this list.
one
I'm one of
green
you.
I love
guys.
it, a green.
It's funny that that's the green ramp card that sneaks in, too. Like, it's not Nature's Lore or whatever. 3 visits, cultivate
I like that it's
Gadamas
a
Reach.
creature. It holds.
That
it
is
holds a
nice.
sword.
I bet you Farseek and Nature's Lore, whatever, are all at 6s on this
Yeah,
list. If we
yeah.
were to
Probably,
expand it
yeah.
further, actually.
Just didn't
Yeah.
make it.
That's maybe where the generous gift is.
All right. Most played
Maybe.
cards, creatures. 6 Ameria
Hebrew Trawler.
Shepherds. So many Ameria
Mannequin.
Shepherds. Mannequin. Milliken.
The
Oh,
Milliken.
wow.
Both of
That was
them.
for the Mech Titan deck. I
You
ran
played it
Mech
3
Titan 3 times. Yeah.
Oh,
The Mech Titan deck. You
No,
need
that makes-
artifact creatures to summon the Mech Titan. So yeah,
That
that's
makes
all the
sense.
Hedron Crawlers and Mannequins and Millikins were there. Karn, that's at least 3 of them as well.
I like the Weathered Wayfarer. I gotta play more Weathered Wayfarer. That's such a good card, and I forget to put it in a lot of my decks.
It's a good playmaker for sure. The bottom of
A
it is
Johnny
just like-
Strength of Pride. What is that? Is that a white weenie?
That's a
Johnny?
life gain one.
That's like
If
the
you're
life
like
gain.
20
Oh.
higher life total, you get to just asymmetrical exile your opponent's boards.
Oh, wasn't there a good punt with that? I feel like something went wrong with life totals when you're.
I
in a
didn't.
Wrath
I
of
didn't
Mine,
realize
and
what my life total was.
Oh,
I
okay,
played
that's what it
Johnny,
was.
Hoping to cast to activate it in there. I was sorely mistaken. Yeah, this makes sense. A lot of white.
Brainstorm.
Yep.
I'm actually surprised. I never played Brainstorm. I didn't know that was a card.
Yeah, Ponder all in one row. Like Brainstorm
must-
Ponder
I
preordained.
like Cantrip.
It's got to be Tomer's Spellslinger deck.
Yeah,
He likes
Spellslinger
this-
deck. Oh,
like,
I guess
is
it makes sense in
Spellslinger?
Spellslinger decks. Yeah.
Yeah, every time in Is It Spellslinger deck I run those.
5
also
Cyclonic
in the
Rifts.
Etria one.
I can't believe no other wraths show up here. It's like Ondu Inversion and then Psych Rift. Like, not even Farewell.
I don't
Not
believe
even
it.
Hour
Wild,
Revelation.
yes.
Right, not even fair. It came out in the middle of the season, right? But
Still, that's enough games to get 6 in or whatever. You just jammed it every single time you played white, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it is surprising. That's a low wrath level.
I feel like the 4s would continue on though, because there's no way I'm running that few board wipes and I'm running like all the
Jawari
games over them.
Disruption. I like it.
Yes, got MDFC.
When you get
I thought you
You
didn't
get
believe
him.
in that one. It was so useless.
I didn't at the beginning. I became a believer though over time. I'm like, this card's actually
Spike Field
good.
Hazard in here? What about Zoff Consumption?
Just wait till you get to my list. Oh,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
worry.
We'll see. It's gonna be MDFCs for days.
All right, Tomer. Okay, 21 out of 24 Soul Rings. Okay. 5 Dousing. For the amount of white you play, Tomer. Weathered Wayfarer can hold a dagger, you know.
Sometimes it's budget. You've inflated the
Wait,
budget.
is it
of
actually expensive
Richard.
now? It's no
It's
longer
like
a budget.
$6.
You can make.
You did that. Maybe stop talking about how good it is, Richard, and I'll be able to play it more often in my budget brews. It's $5. That's insane. Yeah.
Not many enchantments. Tomer, you got land tax and Smothering Tithe, but then after that, not a whole lot. You must have played, what,
I
2
cut Smothering
Aura
Ties
decks?
after a while because I felt it was too strong.
No
But-
monologue tax though.
Oh,
Oh, that's
You
that
know,
card's trash.
Well, I mean, you're gonna cut Smothering Tide.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna replace a good card with a bad card. I'd just rather like run a Thran Dynamo or something. I don't know.
Hedron Archive.
Yeah, it's like a bunch
So
of random words.
I like how Tomer's basics are so high on this list. Command Tower,
He loves his
Floodstrand,
basics.
Mountain Island Plains.
No swamps, though. No swamp to be found.
Polluted Delta could get a swamp, but I don't.
One
Yeah,
hallowed
6
fountain
of-
sneaks in. One
Ancient
shock.
too.
Yeah,
This is just the
we've
number
all
of
been
times he
playing
plays
Ancient Tomb a
basics
lot.
too. It's not like the total count, right? This is like he plays
Yeah.
basic mountain 11 times. I'm like, if you blood moon me, I have mountains. Why do I need a mountain?
Do you really play no basic mountains? Oh, wow.
You played it 11 times.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
Mono green farce.
Mono green.
Not going to
Farseek.
live that one
Here's
down.
the Richard plays.
Do I have mono green Farseeks? I don't even play green.
Wow, Richard did not even
Yeah, green
repping
is
white
popular.
anymore.
Red, white, black. What flag is
Well,
that?
red is the least popular color in our play group too. So, and if Richard's playing it the most, that means like none of the other.
I mean,
teams play
I
red
made
at
a
all.
I made a conscious effort to play less white and a lot more red. And
Less white.
And I'm
It's
very
still second
unhappy about
place.
red, even at the end of the season. Like red is still so bad. Like, I don't know how anyone plays it.
There's still a decent amount of white on there, too. Almost
I mean,
caught
it's
up with
almost
red.
equal.
That's pretty even overall. Lowest 8, highest 12.
That's pretty.
Interesting
I
that
didn't even
blue
look at
is
the
so
stats,
low.
so it's pretty good. I was like eyeballing it all season. I was like, maybe I should play less white and
Yeah,
play
this
more
is
of
good.
this.
Good diversity.
I'm surprised
here.
green was a lot lower though. I thought green was a lot higher.
yeah, I'm gonna bring the green, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
Phil's
yeah.
the green mage. Oh, Jun number 1.
Jun.
Wow, this is
Good.
Boros.
If
Mono.
it wasn't Jun number 1, I'd be upset with you.
only 1 mono white. So you did decrease your mono white at least by a
Banned.
lot.
Yeah.
Blue. Only one 5-color deck. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, as much colorless as 5 color, honestly.
Colors was so. Oh, that was when I learned
bit
about
more
Forsaken
diversity
Monument.
here.
I'm like, this card is so broken. Why don't
Oh.
why don't we play it more?
Why?
I'm like so confused. It does all this? Like what? No mono red. No mono black.
No mono black. Yeah, it's even worse than Tomer's numbers for mono colors.
Yeah.
You like your multicolor.
Is
makes
it because
sense.
none of the new commanders are monocolored? There's Light Pause was mono white.
Yeah.
That was
there's your, like,
Because we had like Capenna, which is like 3 colors set, right?
Yeah.
I guess Baldur's Gate
Kamigawa.
had a lot of single color commanders we could have chose from.
Yeah.
Richard played 2 mono blue decks too. What did you play in mono blue?
Orvar was
Orvar.
one of them. I don't know what the other one was.
right.
Sticks for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the second one? I don't know.
I don't know, but
The green one was Alaska.
I hate mono blue. I hate mono red. Like you would have to.
Oh.
You have to entice me with something to play those. I think those colors are unplayable like that.
Wow.
So I would not play them of free will.
I like them.
Only Magna can make me play mono red. Like that's it. Maybe Rogak and the
Yeah,
the
you have to
Chemist
play
or
some.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Dowsing Dagger.
Yes.
This makes sense.
This
Still
slide
on
hasn't
top.
changed for 3 years, by the way.
Still on top.
I did not have to update the card arts.
You just look at the wrong year.
Still 14 Dowsing Dagger. A lot less. I played 23 decks. Only played 14 times.
9 Secret Rendezvous and only 1 mono white deck? What is going on?
I played them in 5-color decks, Tomer.
Richard
What you
is the
really need to
biggest
see is
believer in
this:
Rendezvous.
11 white decks, 9 Secret Rendezvous. I had like a brain fart 2 times. I don't know what happened. Why Secret Rendezvous was not there? It must have been a
accidentally
theme
left
week
them
where
out.
we couldn't play Strixhaven cards.
No
what's
farewell
interesting-
again. We see austere
yeah.
commands.
I don't play.
Our
I mean, I
Revelation.
did not play Farewell to the end of the season, but I still am not a believer in Farewell.
Boom pile at 9. What is this?
What's interesting though is when I did for the last episode where I combined the most played Richard card from the last 2 seasons, it was overwhelmingly Esper, and there's only 1 red card there. So it seems like Richard has his staples in Esper colors, like Siphon Mind is the
Yeah.
only black card there. But it's kind of interesting to
It's
see
like
how that
Tomer said, like,
differs from-
red is the splash color. It's basically
Yeah.
unplayable. White has all the good stuff. So you put it together, you get Boros, but like the red cards are very specific, like taking extra turns or taking additional combats or something, where white does basically everything else: the card draw, the ramp, the removal, etc.
Bizarre. Blaster Act is the only staple that
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
running from red.
Yeah.
Sword and Hearth and Home
Sword and
won
Hearth
you
are
over.
my biggest equipment, and I hated that. Oh, I guess Dowsing Dagger is number 1, but of actual
But
equipment,
yeah, outside of Dagger. Yeah, it's really climbed up the list over the last
I
like
won you
season or
over
2.
on that one.
I used to think it sucked. I remember
Yeah.
when it came out, I'm like, why would you pay 1 more mana? But
Yeah,
because I
I
played
was-
so much non-white and non-green, I'm like,
Yeah.
you absolutely need this to ramp, right? Otherwise, you have nothing. Same with
And the blink
Bobble.
potential, too.
Yep. All right. Sky Scanner, top 5 card, baby.
Wow. That can't be correct. That cannot be correct.
What
is
you had
this,
Milliken on your list,
corset
Homer.
drops? Like-
You can't say anything. You had Milliken and Mannequin.
That was at 3. And that was
mandatory,
because
though.
for a
It's normal.
specific deck.
Yeah,
I feel
wow.
like
You
Richards was jamming Sky Scanners for value at this point.
It's a 3-mana 1/1.
Yeah, what else would it? Of course, using it for value. It has an ETB draw a card. You blink
It's
it with
so
the sword. It
Oh
triggers
my
Welcoming
God.
Vampire.
I played it
Artifact
twice as much as
synergies.
Cartographer's Hawk, even.
That's why I got to pack my spike field hazards every week. gotta
not worth
gotta have
it.
the answer.
It's not worth it.
Well, you still haven't given up on Cartographer's Hawk, and I still don't think we've ever seen it trigger.
It's because I didn't play like primarily white this season. If I played primarily white more, like the whole white weenie package, then I would play
Yeah.
more. Like I only had 4 Welcoming Vampires, right? So that's a good card. Right?
Well, you played 6 Esper Sentinels. Only 3
Yeah.
Cartographer's Hawks. So you're not as high on it anymore.
I mean, because if I'm playing with
Or you're
green,
playing
I don't
green decks.
really
Yeah,
need
yeah.
the
And
Cartographer's
Sentinel
Hawk.
can go in. Sentinel goes in multicolor more probably than Hawk, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugin,
Planeswalkers.
Karn,
Okay.
the
Yep.
only
You're the remaining
planeswalkers I believe in.
Karns.
I don't believe in any other planeswalkers.
Secret Rendezvous. Oh, so close. So close to the top.
Oh,
I should
my
have fudged the numbers here.
This
What?
lists are so
24 out of
different.
23? How's that even possible?
Remember Tomer's list, like having no RAS, and now Richard list, Onto Inversion, Blasphemous Act, Steward Command, Our Revelation,
this
all
is
it
a
does,
glitch.
Decree of Plane. Like Richard has a million RAS on his list.
Well, this feels like a glitch in the
And
Matrix.
Gamble.
Or he just runs the same ones over and over again. I think
Yeah,
that's
These are all the
probably
good
what it
ones.
is. Yeah.
So yes, I play the good ones over and over again. Boom Pile
Yeah.
is somewhere in here, but it's not a spell.
It was an artifact.
Yeah, I got to be under the artifact section. Yeah, Richard played a ton of Wraths.
I mean, I follow
I don't
Kim's
know if it's
theory.
like a
In
ton.
creature
It's
decks,
like
you
he
still
runs the
play
same
rats.
ones over and over
You
again.
still play rats.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you play a different one? What am I going to play? Fade Away or something? Like,
No, just like more thematic
just
ones
play the good
sometimes.
one.
Definitely don't play Fade Away.
Like if you're in
please, no.
Spellslinger, I run Volcanic Vision, which like you return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard and you deal damage to your opposing creatures. So like,
Yeah, I mean that's decent.
It's creative.
yeah.
Or you just play Blasphemous Act and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about theme and flavor?
So artifacts, boom pile,
Boring.
9 to 23.
Wow.
You ran a lot
That's
of
way up
Soaring,
there.
so-
19
That's
to
a pretty
23.
solid Richard list.
Yeah.
Dousing Dagger 14. That's actually a lot of non-Dousing Dagger decks. I assume you'd play it 100%
Yeah.
of the time,
I
but
played
you
too much
must be your
control. I
control
didn't have
decks.
creatures.
Yeah.
I was casting my commander, didn't have creatures. Arcane
Yeah.
Signet. I have mana rocks really low compared to you guys. You guys play a lot more mana rocks. I don't even play Mind Stone. Oh, 4 Mind Stones.
Yeah. Kind of a surprise. I mean, you're a believer that they're not that great, though, right? Because they get blown up, so you try to avoid
They're the
them if
same
you
as a
can.
mana dork. You should be jamming Lawnmower Elves in every deck if you're playing stuff like Arcane Signet, right?
Rune of Sustenance? Wow.
Wait, what?
Okay.
What?
A Rune of Sustenance, a little standard action. That's the
That's
light
one of them
I
is Light
think?
Paws. I don't know what the
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
I don't know what
it's
the
gotta
other
be
one
Light
is.
Paws.
I don't know what the other one is.
Curse of Opulence. I thought you hate that card.
Yeah, I do.
Why
I
do
think
you
I
run
played it. I
sometimes?
think I played it at the beginning of the season until my hatred like really cemented for it, and then now I don't play it.
The value, though. It's so good.
3 Phyrexian Arenas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means I played a lot of Phyrexian Arenas this season. I can't believe Rakdos Carnarium, a bounce land, actually showed up in your land list. That's the first
Yeah,
bounce land
bounce
we've
land.
seen.
They're so good.
Well, not a white.
Yeah.
Remember the
But
time
why-
I
That's like
Rakdos
this-
Canarium onto inversion back to my hand and onto
He had
inversion?
the first. He had the first convinced Seth that Strip Mine isn't a good card,
Yeah.
and then
It
Strip
took a
might be
few
all you want,
seasons.
Seth.
It took a few seasons. I do think MDFCs are a reason to play him, though. Being able to pick him up is nice.
yeah,
It's
yeah, they
it's
have
a
good synergy.
ETB tapped land that draws a card. Would you not play that?
I mean, if it's run me MDFC, then yes. I would
I mean, just
definitely
any
play it.
card.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
run it if people just
If it's
strip
strong.
mined it left and right, but like if people don't,
That's great.
wait
Now they
for
won't strip
mine.
mine my Basement. Like they only
It's
have
still
so
not
many
great
strip
for
mines,
you.
right?
It's greater for the two opponents who didn't get strip mine for sure.
There's a lot less strip mines than there used to be, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like so it's probably safe today.
Although I feel like I had to bring them back because Richard was really high on like the Maze of Ith plays.
Maze of
of
It.
late.
No, we need to bring it
Yeah.
for Homeward Path, for Rogue's Passage.
No,
stuff
don't
like
tell
that.
Richard. No, don't tell
Right.
Phil. Don't tell Phil.
It's too late already. I already started including.
You need to be
All right,
fixed.
Seth, Academy Award
All
winner.
right. How are we looking?
Ooh,
Wow.
Junned him out.
I am.
Johnny.
I'm the outlier this
So
season. I got
jundy.
all the black and red. I'm playing all the least popular colors. White
Red
and
was
blue
the
is
most popular.
so low.
Seth never.
Wow.
I think this was like last season. He doesn't play blue. He never plays blue.
Yeah. I try to avoid blue at this point. I
You
just
don't like it?
I
Or
don't
you
know.
think it's bad?
I
Or it's unfun?
I mean, I think it's bad, but I don't like the play style of like playing Drago and Commander. And if I play blue, I tend to like have counters, and I gotta leave my mana, and I gotta think about things. So I just avoid that whole that whole thing.
I will say, Fierce Guardianship has made my Moto experience much worse. I can't like
Yeah.
F8,
Yeah.
Yeah.
F8 through
Gotta
turns.
say.
Right, even if you're all tapped out, you still I can still cast free spells.
Yeah. Being
I'm
able to just like pass a yield into your next turn is very freeing in Magic Online, but in
Yeah.
paper it's not a problem. It's just like a weird quirk about Magic Online.
You gotta do
I'm
the
surprised
power move.
White's that low.
Yeah, why don't you play White, Seth?
I thought I was a Boros player, but apparently I'm no longer a Boros
You're
player. I'm a Jund
Junds.
player now.
Shut them out.
You're
Wow,
a
and like half
five-color
of my blue
player.
was that's actually not bad. 3, that's not that bad. That's not that bad for me. Usually it's like 5 or 7, and that's like half of my blue is 5-color decks. So if you discount 5-color, I just really don't play blue decks. Rakdos, Nio, Gary. Well, I think I have the shortest list yet.
Yeah, this is pretty low diversity.
Grixis.
A lot of 3 colors. Not a lot of monocolors. Lots of 3 colors. That sounds right. I like playing a lot of colors in Commander. And I guess I missed a couple episodes.
You're not a Jund player after all.
I'm not a Jund player. I just play the Jund colors apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MDFC, valid recovery, baby.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, look at this list. Valakut Recovery, Ondu Inversion, Scatter Skull Smashing, Valakut Awakening, Hager Mauling, Zoth Consumption.
Why is Zoth Consumption there? Yeah,
it's an MDFC.
Get
It's
out of
MDFC.
here.
It's Zoth Consumption is actually
This is
decent.
trash.
So you need
No,
My
I'm drawing
theory
the
of-
line.
So my theory of Black and Commander is you got a lot of cards that hurt yourself, and you need a little incidental life gain. In Zoth Consumption, it's like a free roll. It's a land, and if I need a little
Isn't
life,
like
it can be a
6
little
mana
life.
to gain 4? Like, isn't it like
Yeah,
absolute
7
trash?
actually. Seven mana.
No,
to gain 4,
it's
It's a
but,
free
7.
card.
but
If you don't want to
a
pay
free
the
card,
6
you put
mana,
it-
just put it as a.
It's
I
not a
also-
free card. You put it in your deck.
I don't think I mentioned this, but I also had like a personal quest of killing someone with this off consumption. That was one of my hidden goals for the season. I don't know if I
done it
actually
before,
did
It's
though.
it.
happened already. No,
Have
I'm pretty
I?
sure
Yeah,
someone has
you've
died
done-
as off consumption.
I think it was like last season.
May not
It's
have
just
been
such a
done.
good way to
It was
get
off
someone.
consumption.
I think Richard might have cast it though. Rakdos Signet.
Play a lot of Rakdos. There's Rakdos. signature.
Apparently.
Did everybody
Like
play?
Valakut Awakening. I actually think this card is trash now. I actually cut it.
Really?
All the time.
What?
Not a fan.
When did you ever
One of my
rip off
favorite
of Valakut
MDFCs.
Awakening? Like you need your lands. Like unless you're land taxing your way into something. Like usually.
Or your land flooded and you just
I
cycle
love
it
it.
away.
It just it
I
feels
love it.
I
nice.
found I
And
always
it's a
had it and
land.
never cast it, so then I just started cutting it. I haven't missed it since.
I think I played Teferi's Protect. I missed one deck. I think I had 9 white decks and 8 Teferi's Protection. So almost the perfect 100% for Teferi's Protection.
Hagra Mauling Crim would be so proud.
Oh, so good.
I don't recall
all
seeing any
them
Hagra
MDFCs.
Mauling, so it was always just a land.
It's probably a land mode, tap land most of the time. Yeah.
Did everybody play 7 mana crypts?
I think that must be
those.
after 7 episodes. It must have been when we were like, "Hey, maybe we should
Yeah.
stop doing this," and then
Yeah,
we
I
all
think we gotta
stopped.
talk
So
about it.
wow,
Tangle
Florida
for
Hadrian.
400. What is
Number
this?
one.
This is an
So much
elf
green.
number
list.
1.
Yeah.
Hewitt,
That's a lot of
Toski,
green. Jeez.
Elvish Mystic, Findhorn Elves.
I mean,
Lawnmower Elves.
So we did do 2 games with that
Ooh,
druid
wait,
deck,
giant.
and all of those are druid. So actually,
Oh.
for the sake of this, I think it was the druid land stealing deck.
I see.
Doomwake Giant. That's not a lot of.
Giants, yeah.
Your creature list
This
is
is
really
a small
thin.
number of creatures. Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
was
play a
gonna
very
say.
diverse set
They
or
basically
no
are
creatures.
just like 1/1s. Yeah, it's a bunch of 0/1s and 1/1s.
Nissa who shakes the
Real
world.
dread.
Someone called Crim.
This was a season
Seth
to do
got
it
away
because
with
Grim
it
wasn't
playing
here.
Nissa twice.
Yeah, you're not allowed to play these type of cards with Crim there, so you have to get it in while he's
You
gone.
just play
is
and
my
kill him with
chance.
Nissa. He can't beat Nissa. It's too strong of a card.
I got generous gift on my list. Okay, at least one of us remembered the generous gift was a card.
No
But
rats.
soft consumption is.
I also don't have that many rats either,
No
and the ones I do
farewell?
have are mostly MDFCs.
I think it's just lack of diversity.
Well, I guess Seth doesn't
played
play that much
board
white
wipes.
though, so he doesn't have that much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that does hurt. But I played a lot of
Blasphemous
black,
Act is
and I
10.
don't see Damnations or Toxic Deluges on here either. So, maybe I didn't play enough Ras.
All
Play more
right.
removal? No.
Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Mind Stone,
No.
Rakdos Signet, Felwar Stone, Talisman of Indulgence. What's Indulgence? What color is that?
Indulgence.
I think that's the black red.
It's gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
Only 3 Dowsing Daggers. Such hurt.
I know.
So much
I know.
Rakdos.
I haven't played that many creatures.
But you just looked at my creature list.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't have that many creatures in my decks, unfortunately.
Any
Apparently,
Lana or Elf can hold a dagger, though.
Phyrexian Arena #1 is deserved. That's exactly where it should be on my enchantment list.
Seth likes the meatballs too.
Guardian
Yeah,
Project. Do y'all
that
not play
makes
Guardian
sense.
Project anymore? I feel like I'm the only one that still plays Guardian Project.
Not really. I don't usually play.
Are you the only one that doesn't play Command Tower?
Yeah,
Apparently.
Commander's not even there.
Where's
What?
your command tower?
Command Tower.
Maybe it's bugged.
Honestly-
it has to show up unless Seth doesn't play command tower at all. Wait.
I think I forget about it a lot of times.
Maybe
the
you
way I
played it
search for
7
lands
times.
when I'm building
and it's
decks.
in the lower
Yeah.
end of the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I've actually just forgotten about it. Strip Mine. Strip Mine's
there's
out
a-
there. It's coming back.
12 Vesuva 11 thespian stage.
Oh, so I messed it up too.
Oh, I
It
will
should
mess
be
it
the
up as well.
same. That number should be the same. Lots
Sometimes
of
you need to
procedures.
cut one
and
to add a
stuff.
basic or something,
Yeah.
you know, so you don't look embarrassed, far seeking.
Fail to
I'm-
find on your first Farseek.
I think
Eight
I'm the
strip
only one with
mines.
any Besageu's. I'm the only one with the channel land on the list. Do y'all not play the channel lands that much?
Every time I play them. So once
All
yeah,
of
we got
them,
Phil's
or just
list,
Besage?
yeah.
they came out in the middle of the season, I don't think I missed any of the channel lands since Neon Dynasty released, but it released somewhere in the middle of the season, so it makes sense.
I don't play all
Still
of them, but I play
eight,
Besageu like pretty much every time. I think Besageu is really good. I like the black one. The white one's okay. The red one's not great.
Oh, the red one is good as well. It's just, what's the downside?
I mean, yeah, no,
You have
that's
to cut
that's
a
true.
basic for it.
Any value.
Yeah. No
I
problem.
need more room. I need room for my MDFCs, Phil.
All
There's
the
pressure
all the
in
bases have been
spots.
cut already, though. You see,
Although
that's
they
the
are
problem, right?
MDFCs.
Just gonna run Blood Moon.
Please.
It's okay. We got Besageu's
It'll be fine.
How will you pay it?
with the Findhorn elves. It's fine. All right, Mr. Homeward Path. It's bugged. I hope they fix it so we can actually use it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see the Simic.
That hasn't stopped us from running it.
Wow, that's less green than I would have guessed, honestly.
Yeah, I thought
Yes,
green would be
It's a lot of
easily up
blue,
there.
a lot of black.
A
Actually,
lot of blue.
A lot of
yeah.
blue and black.
Not blue.
Not a believer in white as well. White and red at the bottom.
Yeah, not as much green as I thought. Blue, yeah, and more blue.
It's
I think
all
we shaved you
Garuda,
off
all that
Simic
Dimir
after a
playing.
while.
yeah.
I think after like the first 6 episodes, we got you off it.
Simic.
Simic still,
Esper.
still up there.
So,
This looks like
Esper.
ETB colors to me. Rakdos.
It's very diverse.
Those are
list,
2
though.
Grevins.
This is the
Five
most
colors.
diverse list yet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made it all the way to the
Five
bottom of the
dabbling.
first table.
Yeah. Hear that comments? Not just Simic, but also Timur and
Just Simic. Splash. White.
also
Black.
Simic.
Phil will splash all kinds of colors in his Simic deck.
Only one Dimir?
Yeah.
That's actually. I wonder if it's cool to make a season where I try to fill out the whole thing as much as I can. But on the other hand, I don't want to choose some Azurios commander or something if I don't want to. So probably not worth the gimmick.
It would be cool. That someone actually pitched the idea of you have to only play each color combination once, which would be interesting. Malakari,
you have my
MDFC
undying
believer.
respect. Undying
in
respect.
every
Malakari
black
Birth
deck,
number
right?
1. It's the best
Malakari
MDFC.
Birth.
Best MDFC.
No.
Oh, I didn't expect
No,
these, though.
Yes. It is though.
I think Anduin version would like a word according to our stats,
No,
actually.
Malakari Birth is the most
I don't
mana
play
efficient
white.
MDFC out there. Sorry.
Thought Vessel, number 1 mana rock.
Wow. Not only did he jam all the reliquary towers, he's like, I need slot vessels too.
And Seagate Restoration. Phil just wants anything with no max hand size because Phil wants all the cards in hand.
That is actually correct, yeah.
That makes sense.
Mana Drain. You're going to get got by Mana Drain from Phil. Wow. Phil likes the Meatball Massacre too.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good? Am I missing something?
Yes.
We had a podcast. You weren't in it.
We
but
just-
we were talking
yeah.
about how
Oh.
it's worth
Oh,
the
yeah.
money.
So the conclusion is it's good?
split.
But
Yeah.
Toxic
Well,
Deluge is above it, so
Yeah.
Crim
we'll
and
just
Phil.
play-
Crim and Phil really liked it. Or Crim in specific loves it.
I know Crim
Me and
loves it.
Tomer were a
I'm
little
surprised
more
you guys
eh.
like it too. That's
You're going to see that
Yeah.
number go up.
Oh yeah, with Phil coming or with Crim coming back for sure.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a top card overall.
Solemn. Phil repping the Solemn. I like it.
Overrated, but that's okay.
let's
No.
see.
Absolutely not.
It's still there.
More Solemns than Tireless Trackers.
Tireless
Agent of Treachery.
Treachery.
5.
Yeah, this seems about
Thieving
almost
Skydiver.
perfect.
I sense a theme.
This is everything I expect
Yeah.
more.
This means some non-Phil person played Tireless Tracker though. I'm pretty sure.
As they should.
I think
Somebody also
it
played
in Montague
Monsters.
Oh, I think I
Patrol.
played it in
Yeah.
Omnath.
Thieving Skydiver is so good. That's a card I always regret forgetting about because it's every time it shows up, it looks so good.
I'm always sweating when
blue
I play
ramp.
Dowsing Dagger.
Blue rank, you steal your
Especially
opponent's
good in our
song.
meta.
I
Trophy
think it's going to
Mage,
be
that's
worse
the...
next season.
That's
As long as it's still-
probably true.
Is that the 3, 2,
3
1,
mana
6?
one, yeah.
One is Trinket. I don't know what
Yeah,
trophy is.
so it's the 3 mana
Trophies 3, right? Yeah, getting swords or something maybe.
one. No,
Leon,
I
the
don't play any
Dreadhorde
swords.
General.
Bill doesn't play equipment.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
so many lilies.
Lily's good in. Did you play aristocrat decks?
Yeah,
I like their
Jada
Lily and
and-
aristocrat style decks. Yeah, for the card draw.
I mean, it's also... It comes down and double edicts the entire table, which it's a pretty good one. Vivian is more fun, but I think Lydiana is actually quite strong.
How good has Vivian been? I'm actually. You mentioned a couple times. Does it ever live long
So
enough to
super
actually get
fun.
value out of it?
Not really.
Yeah.
But if you get like super flexible value, first of all, it pluses
Yeah.
for 3/3 with reach most of the time, which is actually good in the decks I play because I don't play much flyers. But it, like the tutor aspect, gotta be good, right? You rarely get to untap with it, but it's
Yeah.
usually it's just super fun. I own it in paper and I will never cut it. So
Sky
Wait,
Shout claim.
what? The Radiant Champion though? What happened there? I can't remember this one.
Ooh, is that the good? The like Celestia Watley?
It's
think
gotta
that's
be the
Celestia.
Celestia one.
It had to be like
Okay,
a token
that
deck
makes
or
sense.
something.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, the red one is so disappointing.
Oku number needs to go up.
We all need to
Oh,
play
yeah.
Like
more
3
Ogos.
Simic decks. Only
We all
one
need
Oko.
to do it.
Yeah, it feels a bit dirty, but maybe I gotta.
This
Turn
is the
up the
person
dirt
from like
next
Agent
season.
of Treachery and Blatant Thievery.
Is
I'd
Blatant
much rather
Thievery on
be a-
here?
Where is
I
Blatant
think-
Thievery actually?
Where I don't think I play. I played it last season because like Krim played it against me, and then I made it my goal to play it against him, so I had to include it in every game deck. It's
So you
obviously
got
a
it out of
super
your
brutal
system.
card, so I don't include it in every deck. I try to include Age of Treachery makes it in way more decks.
Mhm.
Although now it's not banned anymore in Explorer, so I don't need to play it in every deck again. I just played it while it was banned because that's the only place where I could have played it. Mana Drain shocks me though. Ugh. Sorry. At least I don't draw it because I can't remember mana draining anybody.
Sky Shard claim is interesting too, but I guess like if you're playing like Tetova or any like ramp landfall style deck, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, isn't Sky
No
Shard Claim
farewell as well.
good? it grabs forests, right?
It's still good, yeah.
I mean, it's probably best of the 4-mana ramp spells. I don't usually play 4-mana ramp spells like in all
Smiling
that
Cat.
You
anymore.
don't? Oh, I play so many. And the only reason I cut
you?
is to play the 5-mana one.
Also smothering.
We are heading in opposite directions.
I've actually started cutting Sky Shard Claims so I can play the
like Hour of Promise or something. Yeah.
I pay 1 mana to get like actual non-basics. Like,
You can
Get
play
in your field
Temple
of-
Discovery.
yeah, play that too.
Ooh.
That's 4 mana.
That's a good one.
Alright.
Interesting.
Also enters untapped. Ooh, I want to play it again. It's so good.
All right. 6 midnight
There.
clocks. Interesting.
You missed 3 soul rings, Phil.
Yeah.
Still destroyed us.
There were 3 weeks where it was not possible for you to have a turn 1 soul.
No mana crypt. Wow.
Phil's a midnight clock believer though.
Meatball Master.
And the
It
What-
seems
What's
like I can
collective
have mana
restraint?
crypt earlier than I thought.
What is this card?
It's like propaganda for 5 color
4
decks,
colors for
essentially.
domain. Wow,
Yeah,
I
like-
played
Is it
kinda
like,
like
how
my
much mana does it
Halo 4.
cost to cast? Like 3?
4 mana.
Based on the
and it's
number
blue.
of yeah, 4 to cast. And then they gotta pay
Must be
equal to
like
the number
3
of
or
land
4 or 5
types.
color. Yeah.
Vampiric Link. That feels very What deck did you play
Yeah.
with Vampiric Link?
Oh,
and,
because
like,
of Graven. I
Cartouche?
played in Graven and I played it.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Game back to life.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
same with Cartouche of Ambition. It's not my style usually.
Wow, Reliquary Tower beats out the
Over
basics.
command.
And Command
Oh,
Tower.
beats out Command Tower as well. get so ambitious.
Really needed that maximum hand size. Every single game.
Phil's an exotic orchard believer.
Respect.
I appreciate Phil's
It's not
10
quite
Bajuka Bogs. He's the one responsible player in the whole group that actually plays Graveyard Hate regularly.
That's
He's got
from
the Bajuka Bog.
from Thomas' land guide. Like
Hey.
I don't know if it's the land guide or for some reason I always try to have either Bajuka Bog or what's the desert.
Scavenger
probably
grounds.
not
Scavenger grounds.
Yeah.
It's not on there, but I try.
I mean, if you're playing black, you might as well put in Bajuka Bog. Like, what's the
Right,
downside?
Because I'm playing Zoff consumption for my tapped land
Yeah.
slot.
Oh god!
Exactly.
Imagine being in a situation where you actually take out Bajuka Bog for Zoff consumption.
Should you play scavenger grounds though? If you like,
I think Bajuka's Bog is better. Because
how
it
many
doesn't
times have we
cost you
played
a-
Bajuka Bog on turn 1 because we needed our land, and then like it does absolutely nothing, right? Like,
Yeah, but Scavenger
Although,
grounds requires
you gotta sack
3
it.
mana and
Yeah.
sacrifice a land,
yeah.
and it hits your graveyard too. Bajuka Bog is
I guess that's
targeted.
true. Bog is only one.
Yeah,
You
They're
need the
both good.
Rakdos Canarium to get back your Bajuka Bog
pick
and then
up
wait a
the
turn
bog.
and
Yeah.
then play it.
yeah, it got better.
All right. Do you pay the one?
Oh god!
Stats.
Nope.
I think we all paid the
We
one.
only had a Ristic
Oh
study
my-
once this season. It was a turn 6 Ristic study. Drew 16 cards.
60.
Who won? Who won when they played Ristic Study?
What
No
was
idea.
the
I actually don't know.
what was
No idea.
uh
I have
what
an
game
idea.
was that?
I don't know. I don't remember. A
Tomer!
turn 6 Ristic study.
You always think that whoever plays Ristic Study won.
Was this Tomer's Ristic study? Whose Ristic
Actually,
study
yeah, I
was
think this was mine, the Mech Titan one. This was the one
lost.
where Richard had a consecrated Sphinx. Remember, Richard had the consecrated
that
Sphinx.
game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
you
was
lost.
the
I didn't have to
nonsense
remove
game.
it. We
I
just
did
drew our
lose
whole
that
deck.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
proof that Ristic
that-
Study has a 0% win chance. No, but it was a consecrated Sphinx on the other side, and that's why, because you were casting spells into it.
We
to draw
both
yourself
drew
more
our
cards.
whole deck. And then I remember because I was like, oh, Tomer has a plan. And he had no
No.
plan. We just drew our whole deck for no reason.
I had no more interaction in my deck. I had no more interaction in my deck, and then you just had more interaction than me, and I lost. But yeah, so that was a little bit
game.
skewed, but
So
I'll
Esper
still
Sentinel
snap it.
is
Yeah.
pretty interesting. So on average this season, we played it on turn 8. So there are a lot of late turn Esper Sentinels, and on average, it drew 2.5 cards.
Still
but
worth.
The first 4 are the 4 earliest Esper Sentinels we've seen. Turn 1, 2 cards. Turn 3, 5 cards. Turn 4, 5 cards. Turn 5, 0 cards. And there was that game that Phil played Esper Sentinel, and we all responsibly paid it.
And then he like copied it, and there was
For
like
several
3 Esper
turns.
Sentinels at some point, and we are just like, oh god.
I don't think I was there that week. If there was a responsible,
Yeah, you were
paying the one,
not
I was
there.
definitely
Yeah.
not there that week.
We
I
actually
skipped
paid it, and
turns
Phil was
doing
like, this card's
things,
trash.
yeah.
I'm going to cut it from my deck.
It's not trash. I don't want to stack you. That's the problem. If I just play 1 mana Thalia, I wouldn't include this. But I want to draw my cards. It was so frustrating.
I guess you shouldn't play Esper Sentinel then,
I guess.
but you're going to. So
I'm surprised
I'm
turn
not
1 only
sure.
got 2.
Yeah,
That's
think
probably
I
a lot
got
of cards
destroyed.
for a turn 1 Sentinel.
That's probably the one where we all paid for it until
yeah,
yeah,
I
it
think
could
that was
be,
the
yeah.
one. I mean, also note that like if the card isn't removed in a timely manner, then that means we're paying the 1 for each time
Yeah.
we're casting a non-creature spell. Which so it's like not that it's not doing any like that. It's preferable, obviously, that you draw cards, but it's still getting value even if it's not drawing the card. It's
I mean,
still
it's
putting
still
people
a
behind.
1 mana draw 2.5 cards with an average cast on turn 8, ignoring
In
the
white,
body and
I-
the taxing
yeah.
effect, right?
Yeah.
That's still, I mean, Ancestral
That's
Recall is 1 mana draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
And that's
But,
like
like-
one of the most busted cards ever. So I think if you're
1
drawing
mana.
2.5 for Esper Sentinel, that's still fine.
And I still cast like Knight's Whisper, pay 2, draw 2, lose 2 life.
Yeah.
Still run that. So that's
And you get a body, and it can wear equipment and all that stuff.
Very good card.
I'm surprised there's not more Ristic studies. I guess we all were just
We'll
like
play it.
not playing them basically.
I would just be
yeah.
sick those days.
All right. How did Moto hold up with the deluge of new sets? They've stopped adding cards on Moto altogether. We're missing a lot of cards still, but do the existing cards work? 9 Moto fails, down
Wow.
from 13. So -4 moto fails. 2 game-ending technical difficulties. I think only one of them was Moto's fault. I think one of them, Phil's internet just exploded.
Oh yeah. That was just my
yeah.
internet. Yeah.
9
So
moto
that's
fails
not
is still
bad.
a lot.
Not that bad.
Out of, like,
We haven't had
that's
that many
almost
moto
half
fails.
the number of games we played.
Well, but I wonder,
It's like
like,
30
a
games.
moto fail is like anything,
played
right?
30
Like,
games.
homeward path only gets creatures.
Yeah,
That's a
Homeward
moto
Path
fail,
was one of
basically.
them. Can remember.
Okay.
And we still play Homer.
The Monarch.
The Monarch. The Monarch.
Yeah.
Oh, the weird monarch thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, just doing its own thing.
I'm kind of impressed that there was only one moto game-ending technical difficulty with just how long our games went this season. I remember a couple of seasons ago, we'd get like 2 hours into a game, and it was like 50-50 that moto was just going to die. And we
Yeah.
really put it through some long games this season, and it mostly, for the most part, actually held up.
Not bad. Good job,
right.
Moto.
Memorable moments. Tomer finally gets a Cauldron win. I was
yeah.
not here for
12
that.
seasons.
And that's why I got the Cauldron.
What, did you just make the infinite token? What was the actual?
So it's all 3 Cauldron pieces, Astronaut's Altar,
Yeah.
and Altar of the Brood.
Okay, so infinite
you-
mill with infinite.
Yeah, you pay 1
tokens.
to make the token, you sacrifice it for 2 colorless, so you go up infinite mana, and each time a creature's entering the battlefield, you mill each opponent 1. So you just do that infinite times. I needed both you and Krim out of the game so I could do it. Krim especially. Krim would not allow that to happen
If-
at any cost.
With no opponents, it's very easy to pull off your combos.
Yeah. It was also the episode where nobody had removal. Like, remember, like, game 1 was Goat Leaf. It was just like Elf Ball or Druid Ball in my case. And then game 2, nobody had removal for my stuff, so I won. Narset Wheel. Oh,
There was a Narset wheel. I don't remember this
that
at
was
all.
banned week. I didn't make the deck. It was
Chomer.
banned week. I
then
ran the banned deck.
Then he died to Triumph of the Hordes shortly after.
All right, fair.
What?
Deserved.
I still won.
I don't remember the Narset wheel, honestly.
I was playing the
Oh, I
banned deck for
remember.
viewers submitted deck. I was running the banned Omnath deck, and I had Narset and a wheel effect. I think it was memory jar or something.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
I remember
Narset
the
memory
band
jar.
deck. I just don't remember the Narset play.
Yeah, I got him.
Phil gets hatred
Hatred one
one
shot.
shotted.
Oh,
that
The
was
second time.
That was
this
pretty
happened.
good.
that
We had to like
Seth's
team up for
hatred?
that.
Yeah, we had to
He
team
did,
up.
he
Yeah,
did, like,
I had the
properly win game
hatred.
too, so
I
deserved,
was-
but
Yeah, that was me playing the super risky
The
demon
Rakdos
deck
deck.
where I was
Oh, yeah.
where I was trying to like.
Oh, yeah.
So I had
It was
all
the
these really
Kingmaker
risky
deck.
cards, and yeah, it just worked out that I had exactly enough life to target, I think, Tomer's creature with
Yeah.
with the hatred and get Phil out of the game.
and then you killed
But
both
Phil-
of us on game 2 with Frog.
In
I
my
would have killed
defense,
everybody else. Yeah.
Phil was going off. Like Phil was going off like super quick. It was one of the like super fast Phil start games.
Then he did go off and win game 2, right?
Yes.
Wasn't that-
I
yeah.
think so.
Like, it was a shroom
I think I
deck?
killed myself both games.
Or no, maybe not.
I don't think it was Shrew.
No, it was
I don't-
the
it was
the
a Simic
Elder
deck, I
Dragon.
think.
No, it was the
Intet.
team
Intet.
Intet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
he just dropped all like the Praetors and stuff and we died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
Bug tribal.
Magic
that was,
Arena.
that was a
Bug
fun
Tribal.
week.
This is possibly going into the deck building Hall of Fame. I
The
don't.
monologue at the beginning.
This
needs
was
to be
the
found
greatest
somewhere.
piece of Magic deck construction I've seen in my life.
Did he start with the monologue or did he start with the deck, Seth?
I built the deck and then wrote the monologue afterwards. But I did actually like write the monologue. It didn't just come to me off the top of my head
Oh,
as
no.
we were doing the intro.
I hope Watsy never watched that episode.
So, Revel and Riches is on me. That one was on me.
Nice, well done. Well, you said you don't
I-
like reading the cards, right? You just like passing. So
Well, I was just so focused on like, there's so many big creatures on the board. I'm gonna die. I gotta deal with these creatures that I I didn't even take a second to think, oh, there's also a Revel and Riches on Richard's side of the battlefield. So I just fired off the Miuk massacre, and next thing you know, Richard had a lot of treasures.
It was
I think
especially
it proves
funny
that-
though because we were talking on that turn cycle about how Revel and Riches is probably not good enough anymore because it's an upkeep trigger. So like, what are the odds that you could like wipe the board and then win on your upkeep, and then that turn cycle you freaking wipe the board. It was too
It
perfect.
was funny because we even talked because I think I played Revel and then I Wrath or something, and then I had like 8 treasures, and Tomer was like, "Okay, we just can't let 2 creatures die this turn cycle." I'm like, "Don't worry, guys, I'm not trying to get a Revel Riches win." So I used my treasures to like
Yeah,
cast
you use
some
the
creatures.
treasure because you're like, I'm just using it for value.
I was like a value Revel
All the
Riches,
treasures.
and then Seth just turns around and like, "Oh, I have an answer to this. I have an answer to the board." So I thought it was gonna fare well. He just like rats. I'm like, huh? Get 10 treasures, win the game.
Huh,
It was Miuk Massacre. I think it
Oh,
proves
it's
that
Miuk.
Miuk Massacre is not actually that good. It makes you lose the game.
Confirmed. Confirmed trash.
And then the memory I will take to my grave. I had the infinite Mech Titan core setup, and I forgot to get the mirror box. And I Rite of Replication
Kicked.
my
They
Gundam,
all died.
and I'm so sad. And then I had to
think
kill
you had a
Seth due to my
follow-up.
punt.
Yeah.
You got a follow up to salvage the situation, and you screwed that one up too.
No. I think I made
Awesome.
like a bunch of worm coils or something and killed Seth out of anger.
Yeah. Yeah, you took out your frustrations on
But
him.
I
on
more
couldn't.
than
me.
one.
I couldn't do the Mech Titan thing anymore.
That was pretty funny. You confidently fired off the Rite of
I
Replication.
was so
too,
sad.
and then legend
so
rule.
sad. And this is how the season ends. This is what I remember from the season. Had the chance for glory.
Yeah,
We've never
that
seen
was a
Infinite
charity
Mech
stream.
Titans, right? Because Tomer.
No, never.
Did Tomer get it off? He didn't get it off at
No,
all.
you
right?
stopped me. You stopped me on the Risk City game. It's hard, man. It's hard to pull it off,
So sad.
but it's sweet.
So that, I think, wraps it up for season 12 of Commander Clash. Next season, I will be gone. Krim will be here.
Oh,
See,
that's
opposition
our
agents.
first reveal on the person, by the way.
We already
Oh, wait,
spoiled
no,
it throughout
we
this
talked
cast
about
already.
it. All right, surprise, Krim.
Surprise!
Yeah,
It's Krim coming back as a
Yeah.
mono green player.
yeah,
Yep. He only can play mono green this season. That's the rule.
yeah. That's in his contract, actually. Let's have at least one Nissa in
How-
each game.
How long has it been since we've had a non-Richard season? It's been a little while since you've been off, right, Richard? It
2
feels
years.
like. Okay. It'll be a shift.
It hasn't been that. It's been like maybe 3 seasons or something.
Okay, so
Wasn't it
been,
like
super
guest
long.
season or something? I was off, and then Tomer was off.
Yeah.
He was off the season before. Yeah, Tomer's off, and then
I was off
Kurt
2
was off.
seasons ago.
yeah,
And then Krim. Okay.
Yeah.
We've never had this group though, right?
No,
Phil,
this is
Phil,
the first
Tomer, me, and
time.
Krim. That'll be the first time. Yeah.
This is the first time for you guys to all get got by opposition agents.
Oh god,
'Cause
yeah.
doesn't Phil play opposition agent too?
Yeah.
As
And I have to play black now,
Almost
so-
all fetch lands is the problem.
I have to play black too, so I'm jamming opposition agent unless I'm doing budget.
Oh no, I love fetching though. That sucks.
Just got to play around it.
Just play around with Tyler's Tracker. Let's see. Fair magic. Green will just be unplayable this season. That's what I feel.
What the
We'll
funny thing
find
is,
out
green
then.
is so playable because he can't interact with it. You get so much value off Toski that it doesn't matter what Krim is doing to you.
Just play mana rocks in your green deck and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
New meta.
All right, so that wraps up season 12 stats. We'll be back next week. The season is starting immediately. Krim will be here for Anything Goes, how we traditionally start the season. So look out for that. And remember to buy playmat. The time is ticking
I'll play
down.
mats.
So see ya.
Bye.